Hi boys and girls, it's certainly been a while since I've had a video. Shout out to everyone who's come to visit me over the past couple of days and say hi. I miss you all. I apologize for Marvin squeaking away in the background right now. Alright, so I was looking over some of your coordinate projects and there's some mistakes and I'm kind of worried. So right now in class you should be working on this coordinate character project, right? Okay. How many of you actually read the rubric and the directions? Thank you to those of you who actually read it and know what to do. Some of you need to read it because you're not doing it right. So I'm going to go over this quickly. All right, so you should have all gotten a picture. I've got little Kermit here. Now, on your picture, the points are not actually plotted. If you look here on Kermit, you can see all the points. So that was your first step, is you kind of wanted to go through and put all of these points down so you knew someone could follow. Kind of like you're going backwards from how someone made Kermit. Usually you're given the points, now you're going backwards. So you're given the picture, you got to plot the points on the picture and then you write them and connect them in order. If they're not written in the correct order and you made a mistake, your thing's going to look wrong. When you go to graph your final picture, if it doesn't look the same, then you did something wrong. And I'm sorry for the pause right now. As I'm looking out my window, there's little kittens that are trying to climb up a tree across the street. Isn't that sweet? All right. Remember, when we're writing our points, always X first, then Y. Okay, this is positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, and positive, negative. This is Y, this is X. Count from 0, count the spaces, be careful. So let's say we had this point where it start over here, okay? So this point looks like it's at 11, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll say 11, negative 7. All right, so after you've had all those points on your graph, then what you're going to do, so that's on your teeny tiny graph, you're going to write those points down. So let's go back to Kermit. So over here you would write 11, negative 7. Then you would go to the next point. I don't know what the next point is, but let's say the next point. Say the next one was 8, negative 8. You would write that here. Okay, so you're going to write all the points. You would connect them. After you're done connecting, make sure you connect back to the original, and if you need to, then you write stop. Now you write a rule, and this is where you're messing up. And if you write it carefully, your rule must dilate it, must make it bigger, smaller, and it must move it. You must be multiplying and adding or subtracting. This is what your rule could look like. 2x plus 1, 2y minus 3. Your rule could look like 3x minus 4, 3y minus 6. You could even do 1/2. You could do 1/2 x plus 6, 1/2 y minus 1. Okay? You need to multiply. So if you want to get bigger, your scale factor is bigger than 1. I wouldn't go too big though, go 2 or 3. If you're getting smaller, then you multiply by 1/2. Adding in your x, remember adding in the x makes it move right. Subtracting in the x moves left. Subtracting in the y moves down, and adding in the y would go up. Then what you'll do is you'll take those points and you'll plug them in. So you would do 2, so let's say we're using this one right here, okay? So you're going to do 2 times 11, which is 22, plus 1, which is 23. So your first point here is 23. And then you go over and you do negative 7 times 2, which is negative 14, and then negative 14 minus 3, which is negative 17. And then you go to your next point. 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Okay? And then you do negative 8 times 2. That's negative 16 minus 3 is negative 19. Do that for every single one of your points over here in the left column. Make sure you have this written up top here where it says rule. Finally, you graph it. Over here on the graph, make sure that you have enough spaces here. If your largest number is bigger than this, then you might need to count by 2, so be careful. Then you'll plot them and connect them. If it doesn't look the same as your original, then you absolutely did something wrong and you need to go back and fix it or start again. You do not need to start again from your tiny picture. You just need to start again with that tiny picture. So you don't need to pick a new picture. Start with that one. Make sure your original points are correct. Make sure your rule's correct. Make sure you did it correctly. If you need a calculator, just ask. And then graph it correctly. You got this. It's a test grade. Do it. Bye.